Welcome to the Cancer Full Moon Tarot for all signs. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode, and on today I'm bringing you the Cancer Full Moon, which is happening on the 17th of January 2022. Now this full moon is going to be affecting all the cardinal signs, so it's at 27 degrees, so Aries, Cancer, of course, Capricorn and Libra. If you're last degrees, this will greatly affect you. The water signs, Scorpio and Pisces, will really greatly benefit from this. You know, your intuition is going to be very heightened. The earth signs also will greatly benefit, Taurus and Virgo. Also, Taurus, Virgo, and yes, Taurus and Virgo. Capricorn to a point, but you know, obviously it's going to be opposing you. Who else? Yes, and the air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. You may not be feeling these energies too much, but I'm going to be pulling out tarot cards for each of the signs. These tarot cards I'm using are going to be the moon sign. Now this, I've actually recorded a podcast, Full Moon in Cancer message, so be prepared. So actually just check that out. You know, I'm going to be uploading it, but actually, you know, the link is going to be below. So, and yes, so before I talk about what's going to be happening for each of the signs, I'm going to be doing a general for like everyone, like the collective, some of the tarot messages, oracle messages. So the first message I have, and it says grace. And this grace card is obviously going to be, you know, a lot of us, I feel, you know, during this full moon in Cancer, because it's such an emotional time, you know, Pluto's involved. But this grace card is showing us to be graceful in all that we do. I also feel with this grace card that it's very much being in touch with our emotional selves, our more divine feminine selves. And, you know, surrounding ourselves with like beauty, but also surrounding ourselves with, you know, being down to earth. But there's also going to be like this graceful energy that's going to be coming across. You know, also a side that's going to be, you know, not just graceful, but also, what's that word that Tauruses have? Emotionally stable. Okay, emotional stability is going to be one of the main benefits of this. The second card is beauty. So the oracle message of beauty is finding the beauty in our shadow selves, finding the beauty in how we work with ourselves, how we communicate. See the beauty in everything, in your surroundings. Even if someone we are around with are showing like a really deep, darker self, and what they're saying we may not agree with, and what they're doing, see the beauty in it. And I know that might sound even strange, but when we see the beauty in things that are pretty ugly, this can help us be emotionally more self-aware. And I feel there's going to be lots of beauty around us during this full moon in Cancer. And also finding the beauty within yourself when you're doing some creative work. You know, finding the beauty that you yourself have got, that you're hiding. Because there's going to be a lot of shadow work, a lot of hiding that's going to be coming up. The third card is abundance. So we're going to be feeling very abundant in all that we do, all that we want. You know, emotionally abundant. Yeah, there's lots of emotional abundance coming through. And if there's things that we wish for, that we hope for, that we manifest, or that we feel, is going to be of abundance. We're going to be feeling more abundant as well. Even if we feel that we have less, know that more's going to come. And you know, when we are feeling emotional, extremely emotional, which we are going to be feeling, try and switch things up. Instead of staying in that place of defensiveness, emotional vulnerability, switch it up. You know, our mindset is going to be, you know, when we switch things up, we become more abundant. And the last card that we have is centering. And this is, I feel that this is like one of the main cards that some of us are going to be working with, some of us are going to be struggling with. We have to center, it's about centering our emotions, centering our, you know, having those two sides to ourselves, because, you know, we're in cardinal times, we're in the beginning times. So, you know, there's ambition, but there's also emotion. So it's a new beginning for us this month in January. And we're also in a new time in 2022. So we're generally going to have to find ways to center ourselves, because we're going to be pushed in one direction to pursue our goals and work on our relationships. But also when it comes to our emotional state, we're going to have to try and find balance. And balance is about centering as well. Centering is also doing meditation, walking in places that we've really never been before. Not like the deep dark world, but just being around different, you know, going to like a different park, being around different people. So centering, it really feels really powerful to me during this time of the Cancer full moon. They're all very powerful, but centering the one that mostly stands out, because January is sometimes is a very hard time for a lot of us. We're going to feel not really centered. So a lot of us, I feel, are going to be working on centering the heart and the mind. So that was the collective cards. And this Cancer full moon is, you know, whenever it's, you know, when it's January, it's, you know, it's such a time of like really going for it, but also wanting to be home. And when it comes to, you know, the whole energies of especially like Capricorn and Cancer, but Cancer because it's the full moon, it can be very hard for a lot of us to let go. It can be very hard for a lot of us to, you know, remove ourselves from like past issues. And I feel with this, especially with this Cancer full moon, there's so much things that are coming up from the past because of the Venus, which is still actually this month is still in retrograde. So there's energies that have come up when it comes to our relationships, our self-care, our friends, our family, our work, our ambitions. There's so much things that have come up. And with this happening, it's going to be very hard for a lot of us to really move forward. All of us, not just the cardinal signs, all of us. So as you guys know, I use essential oils. So the oils that I'm going to be working with, because I have specific oils I work with, and disclaimer, you know, obviously check with your health practitioner or doctor if these essential oils actually agree with you. You know, before you try anything new, check with your health practitioner. These are just guides, okay? So the oils that I personally am going to be working with, and oils that Cancers work with, is, you know, grounding oils like the King, which is frankincense. This is such a nice grounding oil. It's really good for like meditation. It's really good for helping to balance the emotions. It actually helps you to let go. It's really good when it comes to sleep as well. Also patchouli is the same one as well. And other oils that I'm going to be working with, again, because, you know, I love lavender. It actually helps with a good night's sleep. It can be really hard for a lot of us to, you know, get, because when the full moon is active, it can be very hard for a lot of us to sleep. You know, crazy things happen during the full moon. So lavender, frankincense. Also when it comes to like our energies, energy wise, it can be quite hard. So oils like citrus oils like lemon. I love peppermint. Peppermint's good for opening up the airways. It's also good for energy as well. I love like lemon. I love orange. Orange is really good too, because Cancer's ruled by the womb, is ruled by the whole womb. Like it's a sign of fertility. So orange actually helps us to activate our womb energy, our sacral chakra. And what's the other oil? Yes, I love all these lemon. I love lime as well. Lime is it's very energizing, but it's also very grounding. And yeah, those are the oils that I'm going to be specifically working with. But when it comes to us having, you know, grounding our emotions, grounding our energies, like lavender and frankincense are like the main key. And when it comes to like wanting to have more energy, lots of citrus oils. So, and also grapefruit as well is really good. So these are the oils that I'm going to be I'm going to be working with, you know, definitely remembering to work with. And yeah, so once again, you know, check to see if this is, you know, checked with your health practitioner. But also, you know, because like I said again, these are guides. So, right, let's get down to the tarot cards. So let's start with Cancer. And Cancer, this is going to be in your first house, and you have the energies of, you know, your relationships with, you know, with Pluto being opposition to it. So, you know, this is about you letting go, you know, because you're all about working on letting go all the time, Cancer. So with this full moon being in your sign, there's going to be themes that are going to be coming up, and I feel some of this is obviously to do with the past, and this could be from Christmas time in 2021. So your main themes are about these things within yourself that you're going to be working on releasing, and you know, I feel that your career is going to be coming up, your health, your wellness, your emotional state, but also in your relationships. With this full moon being in your first, with the opposition in your seventh, this is about your relationships with yourself, but also with your partner. So if you're feeling really, which a lot of you will be feeling, a lot of intense energy when it comes to like control, manipulation, jealousy, it's about asking yourself why you're feeling those ways, even if something's not giving you a reason to feel like this. It's about releasing it. So it's about doing lots of like working on like your shadow self. If you're feeling also these energies that are coming up, it's about communicating with your partner. You know, some of you may be going on because, you know, we are in the still of the Venus retrograde in Capricorn, and this is bringing out a side that a lot of us never even believed that will come up, and I feel you'll be feeling it more. So some of you may have discovered something about your partner or something about yourself, and this is bringing up a time of you feeling quite fearful of your future, also fearing about your relationships as well. This is going to be a time where a lot of you Cancers will try to communicate your emotions. And if you're feeling that you are trying to control your partner in any way, this is going to be some deep psychological work you're going to be having to work with. And you know, your first card is bring love into the situation, and it's a new moon in Aquarius card. So this is just showing you that you're going to be doing something very different, something quite outside the box. If you don't like to rock the boat, you may rock the boat. You know, this is a new moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules your 8th house anyway. So this is the 8th house is to do with it's a Pluto house. So you're going through that 8th house transit anyway with Saturn being there. So you know, I feel mostly for you, a lot of you Cancers, there's a lot of control going on. You're having to control like urges. You're having to control your partner in some way. You're having to control like your circumstances. So I feel there's going to be a lot of like deep releasing, but you're going to be doing it in a different way. You're going to be finding a different way, whether you're speaking to someone like a counselor or your friends, reading up on books, or just doing some meditation work. Some of you may not feel that you have to talk to your partner, because, you know, especially if you've discovered anything, you may feel, I don't have to talk to my partner. I can do like this work on myself. So I do feel that meditation would definitely help you. The second one is Leo. And Leo, this is in your 12th house. And with the energies which is concerning like your daily routines and your work. So I feel for a lot of you Leos, you know, you're going for a 12th house and 6th house action. And this 12th house is about, you know, isolation. It's also to do spirituality. It's about letting go. And a lot of you Leos, this can also be a secretive time that you guys are going to be. I feel a lot of you actually want to be, which is quite strange. A lot of you actually want to be alone at this time, because there's things that you've wanted to do for you. There's plans that a lot of you are making for the year. But with it being in the second house, this full moon, you're going to be releasing old plans. You're going to be trying to work with new plans as well. And I feel a lot of you Leos are also going to see that there's things that are not working and there's things that are now going to be working. Some of you may be resistant to changing your plans in some way. But again, if you're doing this is a great time to be, you know, relaxing, because the 12th house is all about relaxation, sleeping. Your dreams are going to be giving you loads of ideas and inspirations. And, you know, and some of you, once you make that transition, you know, I feel a lot of you are going to be going really hard, really obsessed when it comes to your work. And also, this is about you guys looking at your, you know, your health, like what you're eating. Some of you may decide that actually there's things that you need to release. There's things that you no longer need, things that are not working in your work life. And also, you know, looking at if it's actually helping you on an emotional state, if it's helping you with your health and fitness. Another thing I see for a lot of you Leos is that some of you may actually decide that you want to, I think, you know, because you're ruled by your body anyway, physical fitness. So I feel some of you may get quite obsessed with being healthy, being very, you know, taking up a new workout regime. This is about balance. So going to your 12th house, it will show you what you actually need to, what type of workouts you should do, what you should be actually eating. This is about emotional, you know, instead of being emotional eating, it's about intuition eating. So there could be an obsession when it comes to like your work. But, you know, your 12th house is going to be guiding you in a spiritual way. And the card that you have is your dreams need a practical plan. So it's a full moon in Taurus. So it's about being practical. You know, you Leos, when you know, some of you can get very, once you decided on a plan, you can just go straight for it. You know, excitement takes over and you can go straight for it. So it's about having a plan, you know, writing down like what you need to do on a daily basis, you know, feeling what needs to be done as well. Try not to get too obsessed when it comes to like your work and your fitness as well. It's all about balance. Virgo, this is in your 11th house, okay, with some energies that are in your 5th house. So this is about, you know, this a lot of you Virgos are working on, you know, this is about releasing old goals, old friendships that you no longer need, and bringing in new goals and new friends. And after, with the energies that are in your 5th house, there could be an obsession when it comes to, you know, creativity. So it's about working with these two energies together, because you're going to have it really good. You're having this really good, Virgo. And You know, if some of you are resisting in any way, because, you know, even though, remember, we're dealing with Cancer here. Cancer is about resisting changes, like emotional changes. Some of you may be, you don't want to hurt your friend. You don't want to let go of an old goal. So when your fifth house is coming through, it's just showing you where you need to go. Even though it's an opposition, it's actually a nice opposition to you. So if you've worked really hard with friends and worked really hard on goals, some of these themes are not really helping you in any way. So it's time for you to go really thinking about what type of creativity that you actually love and enjoy, and really go for it. You know, even though there's Pluto involved, the obsession I feel that some of you will have when it comes to like your creativity, I don't think it's going to be too crazy for you. I feel it will actually benefit you, because I feel a lot of you could actually meet new people. If you've got kids as well, they could actually inspire you. I feel some of you actually are going to be doing something more physical as well. I feel some of you are going to be dressing, like letting go of how you used to dress, and dress a bit more loud, a bit more creative, a bit more out there. But also, if you find that there's things that you used to do in the past, it can really benefit you now, and it's going to be, you're going to be shown like a different, like, fun side. This is also to do with your love life as well. The fifth house is in a way about gains. It's a business house as well. So anything you want to create, because I feel once you guys know, then you're going to really go for it and think, why didn't I do this a long time ago? What took me so long? And the moon card you have is, what do you need to release? So it's about being honest, Virgo. What is it you really need to release? If there's things that you've always wanted to do, especially from the past, what is making you resist it? Does it feel like it's too forward thinking? Are you being too cautious? Because I feel that now is the time. And this card, it's a waning moon. So when it says, what do you need to release? Now's that time to do it, Virgos. Now's the time not to feel that you're going to be hurting anyone. Because sometimes when we take long to leave, it was meant, you know, some people will leave you anyway. Not in a rude way, but some things are going to be left anyway. So it's just best you just do it now. And, you know, go to something brand new, because it's waiting for you. Libra, this is in your 10th house. So this is about something you're going to be needing to release when it comes to like your job, your bosses, your career. Also, you know, you have action, which is in your 4th house. So there could be a lot of like, it could actually feel quite like a bit of frustration, because there's things that you've wanted in your career during this full moon, and it may have not really panned out in that way, even if you guys have worked really hard. So what this is going to bring is that, you know, it's about a lot of you Librans being more closer to home. And some of you may even want to be more closer to home during this time. I feel some of you are going to find out some stuff when it comes to your boss, when it comes to like your work. There's some underlying things that are going to be showing themselves now, and it may give you that action to be like either working from home, working for yourself as well. Some of you may decide to be thinking about your family life as well. There could be a strong obsession and urge to move from where you are. This could also be a strong obsession to have a bigger family, fix the home as well. Some of you may decide that you no longer want to work at all, and you just, you know, you've got enough money, you've got enough savings, and now it's all about the home. Again, you're all about balance, so this is about balance. See what you need and see what you don't need. And the card that you have is the energy is gaining momentum. So there's a lot bubbling under the surface now, Librans. It's all about you taking action for it. You know, whether it's from your job, there's going to be lots of changes happening within your job that can just, bam, it could just be like a volcano. or you are going to be taking that action. Home is playing a huge part. Some of you could, like I said, could get very obsessed when it comes to like your home, your family, and your roots. These things that a lot of you want to discover about yourself as well. Some of you may decide to like move to like childhood home. You know, your career may not feel as important because there's something missing. And when this card's saying the energy is gaining momentum, you're going to be feeling more of that energy right now. Scorpio, this is in your 9th house, okay? And you have energies which is in your 3rd house. So I feel a lot of you Scorpions are going to be really feeling at your best because, you know, Pluto is opposing this. You know, you're ruled by Pluto. This is about releasing old ways of thinking, you know, old ideals, old ways of teachings. There's things that I feel a lot of you have learnt, like especially from last year, and it's no longer working for you. And there's things you actually want to learn now. But it's about finding how you can do that. And I feel that once you guys do, like, so suppose this could be, you know, someone that has taught you. There's things that you've probably like learned yourself, like teaching. These books that you've read, they're no longer working for you now, so it's time to dash them away. But also, you know, I feel that there's some things that you've probably read in the media that no longer make sense to you. And with the 3rd house action being highlighted, this is giving you, this is going to be opening your mind more. And I feel that some of you may decide that, okay, I actually want to, you know, write this. I actually want to say this. This is also to do with your siblings, your, you know, your neighborhood as well. There could be stuff that actually comes up with this. There could be some secrets that come out within your neighbors. You can find out they were like a bit of a dodgy person. Your siblings can give you secrets as well. There could be some stuff in the news that actually comes up that actually changes everything about how you were thinking, how you were feeling. And this could be a great shock to a lot of you, and some of it may not be. And some of you may decide, you know what, I actually want to be a journalist. There's things that I actually did before, like on social media, and now is that time to do it. So there could be this great obsession for you guys to do it. But in order for you to do it, there has to be some releasing. So I feel a lot of you Scorpions will have to work pretty hard on releasing old ideals that you've learnt, especially from last year. And the card that you have is believe in the impossible. So even if there's things that you want to, it's a blue moon. So when it says believe in the impossible, even if it feels like it may be too far-fetched in any way, it may be too avant-garde, it may feel that it's a lot of hard work, there's too much work you have to put in. It also, some of you may feel that your relationships may suffer in a way. If this is something you've really planned on doing for a long time, Scorpio, you know, you're actually shedding your skin in, you know, things that you've seen in the world. It's about going for it, and yes, it is about your beliefs, but it's also to do with like the law. It's also to do with publishing as well. So if any of you are working in those, you know, in those arenas, some of you may decide that, you know, it's not aligning. So it's about going with what actually aligns with you, and going with something that is going to be aligning with you. And this, I do feel this is actually calling for self-employment for a lot of you guys. So when it says believe in the impossible, believe in the impossible. You know, you guys like Taurus can take a while to get your bearings, but once you are in tune with your psychic abilities, because the 9th house is about psychic abilities, Scorpio. So listen to what the psychic mind is saying as well. Sagittarius, this is in your 8th house, okay? And you have energies which is in your 2nd house. So what this brings, Sagittarius, this is going to be a huge release in energy when it comes to, and also maybe a resistance when it comes to like your shared resources, money that you owe, debts, loans. Some of you may be working on that, releasing that, working on trying to pay these off. But when it comes to the opposition in your second house, this energy is really pushing about, you know, your self-worth. This energy is really pushing in how you can earn more, but what type of creativity, what creative skills do you have? You know, some of you may be very obsessed when it comes to getting like a second job, for instance, or earning more money, pushing for a promotion in some way. There could be a bit of a mouthy energy coming towards this. There could be lots of arguments that come about this is what you're worth, and so it should be, because everyone should be paid their worth. And you know, or some of you Sagittarians may look at, you know, what, you know, this is what I've always done, so I'm actually going to really work on it. I'm going to work on my job, but I'm actually going to work on this as well. This is all about you building your finances as well, Sagittarians. And a lot of you are going to be really going gung-ho with this. The card that you have is communication is key. So communicate your truth, communicate your thoughts, communicate your ideals. This is the new moon in Gemini card. So even if communication does feel a bit off, it feels a bit like, why are you going so hard with this, going so hard with that? You're all about securing your future. You're all about securing the bag. You're all about seeing, this is where my future is and this is where it lies. So this is what I need, this is what I want. So even if it means that you guys have to go outside the grain, go outside the box, this is what you're going to be doing. I feel this is very much a fast-paced energy for a lot of you guys. It's an emotional house, the 8th house, but I don't feel a lot of you are going to be feeling very emotional. This is about going for it now. It's like go hard or go home. It feels very, very fast-paced. So communication is key. There's also things that you guys actually want, and there's a way of going about it too. So, but I do feel there's a lot of obsession when it comes to, you know, like I said, securing the bag, but there's also finding, instead of like, if you can't get what you want, finding other ways, finding other avenues and getting it. Capricorn, you know, this is going to greatly affect you because, you know, you're a cardinal sign, but also this is going to be in your 7th house, but you have, it's your 1st and 7th house for you and Cancer. So this is highlighting your relationships. There's going to be, you know, similar themes like Cancer. There's going to be lots of things that are going to come up when it comes to your relationships. There's things that you need and things that you don't need. And the obsession with there can be an obsession with like your goals that could actually hinder things and get in the way. I feel there's a lot of things that a lot of you Capricorns want, but your relationships are going to be calling for you. So, you know, and also because it's your month, January. This January is your month. You know, you're extremely ambitious now, but this full moon is calling for being ambitious in your relationships as well. If you concentrate on your relationships, Capricorn, your career can actually flourish even more. But you just need to see that. And with Pluto being in your sign as well, this is going to be showing you this. This is about transforming. So I feel if your relationships, business or personal, especially personal, if it's not being balanced, there can be a huge breakdown. So something really has to give. So it might take like a partner doing an ultimation. You may not see your partner for a while. They may decide to travel somewhere. I feel that if that does happen, then that will give you a lot of oomph to, okay, I actually feel quite lonely. You know, I'm not seeing my kids enough. I feel that it's going to be something to do with a partner removing themselves from you in order for you to see what you've actually got. And, you know, it's not, some of you may feel it, you know, the energies may feel it's actually too late, but also the energies may feel like, you see now, this is what's going to happen. So I feel a lot of you Capricorns are going to get a good kick up the backside when this happens. And the card you have is a time for healing. So it's a balsamic moon, and this is going to be showing a lot of you Capricorns during this full moon is, you know, you're going to be healing an old side to yourself. There's a side that you've always enjoyed having. There's a side that you are comfortable in, but it's now is the time it's going to be healing it. It could be a healing, you know, because you know there's a lot of energies in Capricorn for the next 3 months until March, and we are still in Venus retrograde. So there could probably be some uncomfortable conversations that happened, and it's still lingering. So that's why some of you may decide to be knuckling down with your work. But also this is also showing there's a lot of losses that a lot of you Capricorns have had, but you guys may not be honest with that. So when it says a time for healing, it's a time of being truthful and healing. It's a time for talking more, having more conversations. It's also showing you, a lot of you Capricorns, that if you have been showing that dark aspect of yourself, of greed, manipulation, being really stingy, having too much ambition, you're not centering yourself when it comes to your relationships and your family, there's going to be a call for this, you know. And you know, Saturn, I mean, you know, a lot of you are going through like a Pluto return, so this is really deeply transforming you guys. And this is also giving a lot of you Capricorns like a psychic awareness, like if you're refusing to do this is what can happen, you know. So I feel that the things that you guys used to do in the past is no longer working. There's a deep transformation coming. There's a breakdown that's coming. And this is a breakdown in structures. This is a breakdown in your mind, your thoughts. It's a breakdown in your physical self and your body. You know, 2020 has shown a different side to what's happening with Capricorns, especially with the conjunctions that happened. So it's about, it feels like this time now is like, it's no longer working. There needs to be a huge change. And it says a time for healing. This change is actually happening now for a lot of you. Aquarius, this is in your 6th house with the opposition in your 12th house. So it's a little bit like Leo. And with this full moon in your 6th house is like letting go of like outdated old habits, letting go of something to do with your work, your job, and your health and routines. I feel there's going to be a huge realization now that's going to be showing you, Aquarians, where to go. And it can, obviously it's going to take a while. It could take 2 weeks, but I feel some of you are going to be more emotionally invested in really like cleaning up, like, you know, what you used to work on, what's going to stay, what's actually going to be going. With the opposition to your 12th house, even if some of you could actually, you know, when it's opposition, it's about, you know, balance, but it's also about leaning towards, if this isn't working, what can I actually lead towards? And the 12th house is, you know, the isolation. It's spiritual. It's about your dreams. It's about letting go. So this is going to be giving you lots of like oomph. This is going to be giving you lots of spiritual. This is like a new spiritual practice that you guys could actually be working on. You know, if you guys are very much in your head, which a lot of you are, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to go? Being in isolation, this will give you a lot of answers. Some of you may even get very obsessed with, like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm actually going to be doing this spiritual practice. I'm actually going to meditate. I'm actually going to actually try to sit down and, you know, be alone, but not with my thoughts, but like letting my thoughts guide me. There's going to be a lot of, and also, the 12th house is a house of undoings as well. So some of you could actually see who like the hidden enemy is, and the hidden enemy could be people that are working against you. So that's one of the reasons why your job, there could be some drama within your job. Also, the hidden enemy could be within you too. You know, but you will get, I feel a lot of you will gain a lot of answers during this time, because you are letting go of something within your work, but also you are gaining something more spiritual. and they're giving you lots of answers. And the card that you have, the new moon in Capricorn card, and it's saying your hard work is paying off. So continue to work on the inner more than the outer. You know, the outer is going to be helping you, but the inner is going to be guiding you. And when this is a new moon in Capricorn card, we've just had a new moon in Capricorn in your 12th house anyway. So continue to do the work, Aquarius. If you're doing like a spiritual practice and you feel it's not working, you're going to have to continue to do it. You know, Pluto being in your 12th house has been there from 2008. And a lot of you have probably resisted, you know, working on the deeper emotional sides to yourself. And this may be now a huge realization of, you know, you deep down know what's not working. So now it's time to really work on it. And some of you may decide that you want to continue to be the same, be busy, you know, because there's a side to Aquarius that is a creature of habit anyway. So work on, if you've decided really to like leave a job, leave an employment, you know, some of you decide that, you know, when it comes to like your work, you're probably doing some unpaid work. It's no longer working. You've got on all the skills that you've gained. I want to get paid now. Really push for what you want as well, but really listen to your intuition. And that's why I said the hard work is paying off, because you've done a lot of hard work. You have Saturn in your sign, and that is really transforming you anyway. Hello, Pisces. So Pisces, this is in your 5th house. And, you know, the full moon, you know, like I said, you, Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, you're really going to benefit from this full moon. But still, I feel a lot of you Pisces during this time are going to be looking at what type of creativity is no longer working for you. What type of, you know, there may be some release. There's a huge releasing going on with your creativity. But also when it comes to like your love life as well. Some of you may be having this sort of, you know, fun, action, especially with the Venus being in your 11th house as well. But there's, you know, some of you may have had flings that are no longer working. There may be something if you've got children, there may be some releasing going on with children, i.e. they may decide they don't want to do this type of creativity or sport. And yeah, so there's a lot of that going on. But I feel it's such a fun house that I feel some of you Pisces may not feel quite bad in doing that. You know, you got the Pluto in your 11th house, the opposition, and like Virgo, this is actually really great for a lot of you. But there can also be some new gains that actually come in. So whatever you're releasing when it comes to any type of like something that's fun, there's going to be new gains that actually come in. But also there can be some power plays when it comes to like a group or organization. You know, some of you may be quite obsessed with certain groups or certain friends, or they actually may become obsessed with you because you appear very fun, you appear very together, you appear that you're going places. And, you know, so there can be some like dramatic times for a lot of you Pisceans, and you guys are also working with a lot of energies connecting with your friends. And if we're going to be doing that, you can look at the other axis of your 5th house. So it feels like there's things that you want that you have to like really remove yourself from, but it may not be easy because there's people could be very reluctant for you to move away from them. So they, you know, it's like it's not stalkerish, but it's just like there's a lot of control going on. There's a lot of reluctance, and you may be reluctant to let go of a certain creativity. But after when you'll realize actually it was only for fun. I want something else, and you're gonna really go for it. It's about you really thinking as well, but also be mindful of that. There's some people that, you know, because you've got something within you, they may be reluctant to let you go because you bring like fun and creativity into their life. So the card that you have, Pisces, is take time to breathe out. So I feel that a lot of you Pisces are going to be, you know, when it says take time to breathe out, it's about being by yourself, which a lot of you, I don't feel bad about, because a lot of you guys actually do. Some of you may even decide to hide because things just get too much. It could be, you know, lovers wanting you. You know, if you're getting a lot of like past action from friends, and some of you are probably getting it from lovers too, friends with benefits. So it's taking, when it says take time out, if you're lucky to have like a house in the woods, go there. If you're do some like breathing work, meditation work, you got Saturn in your 12th house, but also writing down, you know, this is about privacy for a lot of you Pisceans. So I feel some of you may just remove, like really try, you know, find a way to draw yourself from all the busyness that's happening in your life, to take some breath out. And it can actually give you lots of clues and lots of information, but also lots of ideas that you can actually come up with. And once you decide to come out of your shell, then, you know, you can like reveal your plans. But just know it won't be easy, Pisces, because, you know, we've got Pluto involved, and this is about control. This is about jealousy and manipulation. And even you yourself could be showing this too. But nevertheless, it's actually a really good house for a lot of you. Aries, you have this in your 4th house. Okay, so there's going to be some themes that come up within your 4th house. Lots of releasing energies, things to do with like your home, your roots as well. You have the access in your 10th house. So this is drawing you, you know, again, like Libra. I feel that a lot of you Aries are going to be, you know, I feel a lot of you are going to, I think the opposite to Libra, like Libras are going to be more drawn to home, but I feel a lot of you are going to be more drawn to your work. I feel some of you are feeling that you're coming into your own. There's going to be a different side that you guys are wanting and pushing to project. But this could cause a lot of drama and issues. Remember, this is going to be affecting you, this full moon. So you guys could be showing that other darker side to yourself, because there's things that you want and you want it now. But when you, I feel that home life is actually helping you. If, you know, it's about you looking at if things are calm at home. If you're not calm at home, you're going to be pushing yourself towards the job. And you could be showing a different side that is not nice. So it's having that balance, you know, making sure things are calmer at home. Are things nice and cozy? Is there things that you may have, because some of these things you may discover at home. There may be things that you discover at work that might be giving you this energy and dominance of trying to control things. So it's about being honest with yourself, asking yourself questions, but also, again, trying to find balance within the home, in your family, in your relationships as well. There may be stuff that comes out about your mom. There may be stuff that comes out about the past that some of you may not want to deal with, and that's one of the reasons why you could be pushing so much within your career and your job. It's not going anywhere, Aries. It's always going to be there for you. So take your time. And the card you have is prosperity lies ahead. And it's a new moon in Taurus card. When it says prosperity lies ahead, it's that good things actually lie ahead as long as you put the work in. Okay, so some of you may want more money. You know, some of you may decide you're going to move home with your family, so you have to really go hard or go home with your work. Some of you may decide that, you know, there could be some drama at home. And that's one of the reasons why you want to work so hard, so you can bury. Because remember, this is Cancer. This is the 4th house, which rules Cancer. So there's a lot of burying I feel a lot of you are doing. And you're pushing all your anger, anxiety, craziness on your job. But it could actually be hindering your job. So prosperity lies ahead is being calm, listening to yourself, treating yourself right, doing some self-care practices as well that can help calm down any craziness that you're experiencing now, speaking to your partner as well. making sure the home is nice and calm. Any grievances or drama, it has to be aired out, but in a way that everyone is listening. Okay. Taurus, you have this in your 3rd house, with the 9th house being at play. Now, for you, Taurus, I feel there's some skills that you guys are now having to, I think there's some skills that you guys have probably learned that now you're going to be, you know, obviously releasing. There's there may be some uncomfortable conversations you guys may be having with siblings as well. This is the time to be having it. This could be neighbors as well. This also could be some stuff that if you guys are working, doing any like writing, blogging, or thinking of doing it, you guys may actually decide to do it. Like you're releasing this energy of I'm gonna do it. You're gonna be actually doing it. And with the 9th house being at play, there could be there could be some obsession with learning new skills, learning through books, through social media. There could also be an obsession when it comes to a spiritual practice as well. There could also be some stuff that you guys actually want to learn when it comes to, you know, anything to do with like the law. There's also, this is about publishing. So any of you guys have written any books, it can now probably be published. Or if you guys decided you want to write, now's the actual time to do it. So this is actually really nice for a lot of you guys. Yes, there might be some uncomfortable things that are going to be happening, but you guys are sort of like ready to, you know, get off your backside and just think, okay, now I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be thinking of doing this. I'm just going to now do it. So I feel that you guys are just releasing in thinking and just doing. And the 9th house is really going to be helping you. This is all for the long term. And the card you have is the waxing crescent moon. And it says, have faith in your dreams. So have faith, Taurus. You know, your goals, you know, you got the North Node going in your sign next week. Actually, the North Node eased into Taurus in December last year. But now it's, you know, you're going to feel the full effects this month, more or less next week. And you're going to have an 18-year cycle, Taurus. So have faith in your dreams. Your dreams are going to be alive and kicking. This is the next 18 years for you. So make this, you know, make this a thing. Make this work. You know, old ideals and old energies that you guys are holding on to. You got Uranus in your sign. This is changing you up in a very big way, Taurus. So when it says have faith in your dreams, these two signs, the 9th and the 3rd house, are showing you visions. I feel a lot of you are going to get flashes and visions of what to do, where to go, who to speak to, who to communicate with, who to surround yourself with. And also I feel there's some mentors can actually come as well. So have faith in them. Don't think, oh, they're just daydreams. No, they're actually visions for your future. So have faith in them. And also, even if you feel that you want to do something but you're not really sure, or you know, it feels a bit too crazy, do it. Like Scorpio, just do it. You know, but I feel that you guys may have more of a psychic time because of the North Node. The North Node is about your destiny. So your destiny is going to be very strong. Okay. And last but not least, we have Gemini. And Gemini, this is in your 2nd house. This full moon's in your 2nd house with energies in your 8th house. You know, the opposition in your 8th house. And with this in your 2nd house is going to be about releasing. If some of you may have spent so much money and now it's time to save. Some of you may decide that, you know, now the North Node is out of my sign. I no longer need this. I no longer need that. And I need to like really work on like my finances. It could be, you know, some of you could actually be hoarding and now it's time to release that. Some of you could actually be spending. Now it's time to release that. And looking at what creativity that you're dealing with, also looking at what you're eating as well, looking at any type of self-care practices that you've just gone by the wayside. With the 8th house being there, this is going to be calling you to be working with your partner, working with someone for joint finances. It's also going to be calling you to pay off anything that you need to pay off. There could be an obsession with you guys to really, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, but not doing it in a dark way, in a manipulative way. You know, the 8th house has been through your sign for the past, nearly 15 years, and now it's sort of easing out. Next year it's going into Aquarius, Pluto, Jesus Christ. But, you know, but still, you're still working with all these darkness, you know, things that you've actually not released. And also, this is calling you to be, you know, more sexually aware, Geminis, about how you're coming across to your partner. And if there's things that you're burying, if there's things that you're not releasing, now it's going to be calling you to release that. Because some of you could be being really controlling because there's things that you actually need to release on a deep psychological level. Now, the card that you have is Void of Moon Calls, and it says nothing will come out of this situation. And I feel it's more that nothing will come out of this situation if you are hoarding, if you are controlling, if you're doing, because the 8th house is ruled by Pluto, if you're being manipulative in any way, if you're shading anyone, if you're talking about people, if you're not working on yourself, nothing will come out of this situation, Gemini. You're going for a deep transformative time. And this full moon in Cancer is going to be showing you how far you've come or how far you need to come more. And some of you are very open to put the work in. Some of you may be resistant to that. So when the 8th house and the 2nd house are calling, yes, it is about money, but it's also about if you're doing too much, how can you rein it back in? If you're doing too much of this, too much of that, why are you doing that? Lots of questions you're going to be asking yourself during this time. Okay, so guys, that was the full moon in Cancer for all the signs. I hope you enjoyed this message. I have done, like I said, I've done a full moon message on my podcast, so check it out. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also check out Empath Butterflies, who's my sister, who does tarot for all the signs, general and love. Also, guys, check out my yearlies and my monthly for 2022. Okay, and all other information that you can have as well is all in the description below. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. Much appreciated, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.